COVID-19 crisis has brought with it unprecedented effects on many different factions around the world, with world economies having to pick up the pieces as stakeholders look to return to status quo. The United Nations Trade and Development Agency has also estimated that the total cost of the outbreak has reached about $2 trillion this year. The fact is, this huge loss has been felt by all countries, including Nigeria, and has set off a chain reaction that has left its traces on business operations as well as on households. Therefore, on today's episode, we'll be looking at the effects of the pandemic crisis on households and corporations. Looking on, as health crises continue to rise, measures such as lockdowns and curfews were put in place to curb the spread of the virus, and these living situations has left a large number of people and organizations living in financial fears. Subsequent industries, most significantly the aviation, hospitality, retail, oil and gas, regular road transport, and subscription service industries have not been spared in the least bit from the effects, leaving a lot of them left with no other option than to raise prices in order to subsidize cash flow to keep their businesses afloat. Also, Nigeria, which is highly dependent on oil, has had to deal with a global reduction in price below $30 and a reduction in demand for oil. The fact is, since after the 2016 recession, Nigeria has been experiencing an upward trajectory in its economic performance and was predicted to see an increased GDP with the 2020 federal budget created with significant projections in view, even though it was met with some speculation. The budget had projected revenue intakes of 8.24 trillion, which was about 20% more than that of the year 2019. And the projections were made with a rise in global demand for oil in view and a rather equitable market with a price benchmark of $57 and an output of 2.18 million barrels per day. Now that the crisis disrupted these projections, the country has had to make drastic reviews and changes across different sectors of the economy in order to minimize the financial effects suffered. The constant fluctuation in the naira to dollar valuation is one indication of this, and the exchange rate has been adjusted from 306 naira to 360 naira, and the exchange rate under the investors and exporters window has also been adjusted from 360 to 380 naira. Done in an attempt to unify the collective exchange rates across the investors and exporters, the Bureau de Change, and single and multiple units commodity trading sectors. It has also been reported that food prices hit the 15.03% mark in April, this being the highest Nigeria has had seen in 2 years, with the crisis being the major force behind the significant spike in inflation. The National Bureau of Statistics also reported that Nigeria's annual inflation rate rose to 12.34% in April from 12.26%, which was recorded in the previous month. And the details said the increased prices with reported prices of local goods indicating a remarkable increase in the cost per unit of these goods. A 50 kg bag of rice, which was previously sold for 18,000 naira, is now being sold for 21,000 naira, and a paint bucket of gari that was sold for 300 naira and 350 naira in some cases is now being sold for 1,300 naira. Also, the supply chain management has been greatly affected. Business owners who have previously sought goods from China have been left in a stagger since the global movement of goods was stopped. Even locally, business owners have had to find new methods of moving their goods, largely because they have to source previously imported items like raw materials locally, further impacting the cost of doing business for them. The National Bureau of Statistics, with technical support from the World Bank on the implementation of the Nigerian COVID-19 National Longitudinal Phone Survey, also further reported that the most significant shock experienced by households is the increase in prices of major food items, as 85% of households since the outbreak have experienced the effects of food price increase compared to only 19% between January 2017 and January 2019. Pay TV providers have also been forced to make some sort of conformance or the other due to the rising cost of doing business, highlighting the federal government increase of value-added tax from 5% to 7.5% as a major factor in decisions to increase rates in the country. Now, outside the country, Sky UK also increased the price of its satellite television packages, announced increases. Nigerians are already paying more for any dollar-denominated services such as iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, the Netflix, MailChimp, and even G Suite, as a $1 subscription in February cost 362 naira. However, today, that same subscription costs 475 naira. With analysts at Goldman Sachs believing that a significant devaluation of the naira is likely in 12 to 18 months to stabilize Nigeria's balance. However, sadly, this future action may further complicate matters for businesses and consumers. The truth is, the worldwide globe and measures of resolution are still being discussed and speculated upon around the world. And if the government is really determined to help Nigerians and the private sector, this is the time to start acting. And that's been just the end of this edition of the Human Angle. If you have questions or comments, kindly send a mail to programs@polshareng.com and business@polshareng.com. Visit our website www.polshareng.com to get more information on your personal finance and updates from our news stories and videos. Also follow us on our social media platforms shown on the screen for further updates on our market reports. Till tomorrow when I come your way again, thank you for watching and bye for now.